Damn.
The way his head bounced off
He
the
knocked
canvas,
the shit out of him.
do not let him
And
continue.
remember what
That could
happened
be
with
very dangerous.
Hassan
Good call
Endam
there by
versus Peter
Charlie
Quillen. Go
Finch.
watch that crazy shit whenever you get a chance.
Explosive work by Callum Smith. Through every single round, he raises his hands.
TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. In my opinion, Katie Taylor versus Delphine Persoon should have been the co-main event or the co-feature. If you don't know, Anthony Joshua lost. I'm covering these fights. I was actually at this card last night, but I left because they restricted a lot of media from being down in the area to talk to the fighters. So what the fuck was I there for? But that's a whole different video. Callum Smith, WBA Super World Champion at 168 pounds. Also Ring Magazine Champion, WBC Diamond Champion. Whatever really that belt means, we don't know. Still, it has different meanings for whatever the WBC wants to do with it. But nonetheless, he is the best 168-pounder in my opinion. Now, let's go look at the 168-pound division and talk about the champions real quick before we get to, Hassan Endam. He should have fought Golovkin. Damn. But this fight did nothing but just to keep, Callum Smith active. He's been having a real hard time getting quality opponents. And, this was a good place to get him some exposure and to highlight him, on the undercard of Anthony Joshua here in the States. So you have Anthony Durrell, who is the WBC 168-pound champion. He's going to be taking on, let's get you a little bit of highlights.
Poise.
He hit the shit out of him.
This man right here. Look at that. Caught him with the right hand.
In
right
my
on the
honest
tip of the
opinion,
chin. But look at how his
the guy fell.
Boom. Ricochets off the canvas like that. That's how you know a fighter is out. You got to save the man from himself.
I tell you, hooks or a right hand, uppercuts are also rough.
Ooh,
and the
he
timing
melted him.
is just perfect. What even Daniel Jacobs
the way he
said
did
there,
bounce
like
off that canvas was scary as shit.
That's what leads to that type of snap and that
you see
type
the
of
Smith
effect.
brothers?
He'll wait. He stays back.
Let's wait for the post-fight interview. Once again, Anthony Durrell is going to be taking on David Benavidez, likely on the undercard of Wilder versus Luis Ortiz in September. Then they have to fight the win. Then they have to fight Avni Yildirim, or they can unify. I doubt that they'll fight Callum Smith. Callum Smith is really banking on getting Canelo, but also you have Danny Jacobs, who is moving to 168 pounds. Expect for him to have one, maybe two fights to adjust at the weight before possibly targeting a Callum Smith. Remember, Billy Joe has that WBO 168-pound title, and Caleb Plant's fighting Mike Lee on the undercard of Pat Broner, PBC on Fox, actually, to lead up to the main event card, July 20th.
And WBA super middleweight champion of the world.
In my opinion,
Liverpool, England,
he is the best middleweight in the world. Caleb Plant got some nice shit with him, but we're still learning more about
there
him.
There are other fighters with belts at 168. And you can have your own rankings. I know at ESPN, Daniel Rafael
Expect
has
for
Ramirez,
Danny
1.
Jacobs to
Callum
probably
Smith
fight
is the Ring Magazine champion, and anybody
John Ryder
Smith as the best at 168.
after maybe a one fight,
now.
at 168 first.
Favorite, that was very impressive, Sergio.
Gilberto Ramirez is officially at 175. That's how Billy Joe Saunders was able to fight for the full title at 168. He's at 175. And in my opinion, I like Zerto, but I like the skill set of Callum Smith more, in my opinion. My opinion. At 168, my opinion. Shit. Hassan Endam only landed 12 punches to Callum Smith's 50. Completely got him out of there. 26-0 with 9 KOs.
Just put
Wait for the post-fight interview.
Against Hassan Endam. Let's go to the ring and Chris Mannix.
Congratulations, your first title defense. You do it on a big stage on the Anthony Joshua undercard. How do you feel about your performance?
Yeah, I felt good. It was good to be back in there. I don't know, a few months longer out the ring than most champions would have liked after winning the title, but I showed that it's good to be back, and I believe I'm the best in the world, and I plan on proving that over the next couple of years. And I've got no injuries, a good quick win, and a fan-friendly win. I hope the fans liked it, and I'll be able to be back out soon and push on to bigger and better things.
There's a lot of familiarity with you and Hassan, former sparring partners. Obviously, it looks like a strong friendship between the two of you guys. Did that sparring come into play, give you any kind of familiarity there?
Not really. Just I didn't have to watch so much footage on him, so it'd take me a few hours of that. But he's a good fighter. Even at times in today, he's got good movement, and there's a few times I was loading up and falling short, and he had good feet even when he was here. But I'm hitting harder all the time, and I knew if I was patient and I landed the correct shots, what we'd worked on with Joe in the gym, he'd have an effect, and I knew once I had an effect, I'd get rid of him. And it's just an honour to fight at Madison Square Garden and defend my world titles here. It's such an iconic venue, and it's a special night for myself personally.
It's always important, of course, to win and defend your title, but did you want to be spectacular in a fight like this?
Yeah, I said in the build-up, and no disrespect to Hassan and Dan, but it was a fight I was expected to win, so a win against Hassan and Dan wouldn't make people sit up and take notice, but a spectacular win and a fan-friendly fight win would, and hopefully that'll get people talking about
it was good to get the knockout.
My name will be in the press tomorrow morning, whereas I think if a close point victory over Hassan and Dan wouldn't have done that. So yeah, it was always about the performance as well as the win.
There's a lot of talk about what Canelo's going to do in September. In some ways, this was an audition for you against Canelo in September. How do you think that audition went?
Yeah, it went well on my behalf. Listen, Canelo's a special fighter. We'll have to sit and wait. See what he does in September, or if not September, see what he does in May. He's a 160 fighter. He hasn't said he's going back up to 168 just yet, but if he does, then I believe I'm the best fighter in the world at 168, and I'm open to the challenge.
And you've said before, you're not going to wait for Canelo. You're not going to wait around like some other fighters are. You want real challenges, top challenges.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to waste my career sitting around waiting for a fight that might never happen and start my own career. I'm just going to keep fighting in the meantime. I want to stay busy. There's a lot of good fighters in the 168 division without Canelo, so I want to test myself against some of them. And say if Canelo does step up in the future, then it's a fight that can happen. But for the time being, there's still a lot of fights out there for me.
Is there a fight that makes sense to you right now? Some good domestic fights for you?
Yeah, let's talk about what could possibly be next.
Taking place?
NESF, I've got a great team, got a good manager, good promotional team, and we'll sit down and talk. But I want to be active. I've had a long break. I don't need another one. I want to stay. I believe some of the best performances have been when I've been active and fighting regularly. So we'll sit down and see what options are available, and we'll go from there.
Congratulations, Callum.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Guys, I think he has just the right attitude there.
It's rough at 168 pounds to get a good quality fight for him without politics being involved. It'd be great if they can get Chris Eubank Jr. to sit down, to the table. Billy Joe Saunders, he may say he wants Callum Smith, but the political divide there, can they really get a deal done? And Caleb Plant, well, expect for him to be in the PBC plans to fight the winner of Anthony Durrell, David Benavidez, Avni Yildirim. 168 is fractured. Now, time to get to the main event. And watch that again on TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.